Hello, welcome again. The United States of America, the called as International Police, comes with its own version of a National Defense Authorization Act. The President Biden signed the official 2023 National Defense Authorization Act, which was the into the his Congress, which law allotted nearly 816 billion to the defense department. It is the huge amount, and the US is known for the spending the huge amount on its defense, which is the largest in the world. It is that funny thing that even the next 10 power after USA, if you put together them in the one bracket, if add their own budget on the defense, then that will be the less than the whole defense budget. That's the gravity of the US defense budget. This US National Defense Authorization Act is in news, and mainly because of the many factor. So the National Defense Authorization Act 2023, that is in short called as the NDAA, passed by the US Congress in this month. The bill required Department of State and the Defense to prioritize and expedite the processing of the Taiwan's arm purchase request and not to delay processing of a request for the bundling purposes. So this has the mainly provision, and the main target and the provision are related with the Taiwan, that is the Oriental Asian nation. And this, because of this, the things in the geopolitical in mainly in the South China Sea are taking the very good momentum. And the main thing is that this national security sources saying that the United States is planning to provide the Tinconderoga-Class cruiser. The Tinconderoga-Class cruiser have the value of the $10 billion military aid packages. That's include the whole packages to the Taiwan. It is said by the sources. So this is the big news. And after the Ukraine episode, US is also trying to boost his new friends Taiwan, the military assistant, and that's the his news. We can see that here the one tweet here. The same tweet is saying that US is planning to provide the $10 billion military aid to Taiwan, including the Ticonderoga-class cruise missile. And because of this missile, there are the several things happening mainly in China. This you can see that here. This is the peak of this Ticonderoga class of the cruiser missiles warship, and this warship is USA going to provide to the Taiwan and to protect Taiwan from the China, where we can see that this about the more about the Ticonderoga class. It is a guided missile cruiser and class of warship. It is built by the United States Navy and first ordered and approved in 1971 8 fiscal year. The class uses the passive phased array radar and originally planned as a destroyer class. So it is a destroyer class type of the warship. This class of the missile, that is the Ticonderoga class missile, is a versatile warship. The MK-41 VLSN system on this class of cruiser can fire Tomahawk cruise missile that attack strategic and tactical targets and have the long range of SM-2 surface to air missile to counter aircraft and anti-ship missiles. So this is the one important aspect of this missile. Actually, one historical significance and historical memory attached with this class of warship, that USS Vincennes, that is the one class of the this kind of warship, that is also known as the CG-49. In during 1998, during the Iran war, it shoots the Iran Air Flight 655, and because of this shooting, uh, there are the killing of the 290 civilians. That was the bad thing because it killed the civilian, but that was the historical memoir related with this class of warship. So this warship is going to give into Taiwan, and after that let's see what's happening around this region. After this giving warship, the China become the angry, and it slams the US Defense Act that boosts the Taiwan support and said that it's a clear political provocation. That's the China saying. Actually, the Taiwan is the country south to the China, and it is nearly 161 kilometer from China. It is separated from the China by the Taiwan Strait, and many countries accepted as a Chinese version of the one China policy. Only a handful small island accept Taiwan as a nation, and China told that to the Taiwanese that they should include themselves in China until the 2049, because 2049 is the year of Chinese 100 years of independence. But many Taiwanese want independence, but the Xi Jinping, the president of China, said that if you want independence, then it will come with the hardship. We can say see the pattern of the China that China is asserting, and there are the news of the 2 3 day backs. They are the Chinese soldier practicing the virtual urban warfare with the virtual reality, and because of this the possibility that China may invade Taiwan in coming years, and it will have the another episode of the human rights violation and aggression invasion after the Russia in Ukraine. The China will be the next villain in for Taiwan. After this episode, China is conducting strike drill around the Taiwan Sea and the airspace, citing the provocation. This week, seen the similar exercise like this during the yep, during we seen this kind of episode when Nancy Pelosi, the U.S. representative, visited China in the last couple of months. At that time, also China became angry, and that they were surrounded by the whole island and started exercise like they did the aggression like exercise. And they also told that if Pelosi came to the Taiwan, we will consider it as some unknown airplane and we will shoot that. But they didn't did that. But still they did those kind of the aggressive exercise in the South China Sea, and because of this exercise, whole the condition of geopolitical situation and some stressful relationship has been seen between the USA and China at that time. But after that situation become the normal, and now Taiwan, we can see the Taiwan is also the chip factory for the world. It produces the high chip, it has high economic development, it has a per capita income of 33,000 US dollar, that is a big enough. And it is a has a tropical climate, it has a abundant of resources, and the main thing is that Taiwan has a democracy. Because of this, Taiwan is majority of, they may have the cultural similarity with the China, also they have the cultural similarities with the some kind of Japan and also other islands. But main thing is that China is autocratic, China has no democracy, and Taiwanese are have the fear that if they include in the China, then their rights, their democracy will be the lost, and they have to live under the undemocratic regime of the Xi Jinping, the communist regime. So they are worried of because of this, and because of this, the USA is now increasing his presence in the South China Sea, and South China Sea has China um, uh, aggression there, Vietnam on other island also, uh, very have the very much in the stressful condition because of 9 dash line of China. But other thing is that what is happening, Japan also have the uh, concern, Japan and South Korea, because of the North Korea's military adventure. She's the Kim Jong firing the missile after missile, and that's asking the USA to rise in this geographical area. So that's why the in the Indo-Pacific region, USA coming the more and the more and spending more and more attention and the time and money in this region to assert the China. But still the USA accept the one China policy. It didn't accept the China as other nation, but still USA is sponsoring the Taiwan for their freedom, their democracy, all these things. Mainly the thing is happening that USA and the USA has to divert their attention at the one Ukraine and the Taiwan, so they both things are coming at the same time. So this will be the most challenging for the USA, because they have to support the two war front. If Taiwan attacked by the China, then Ukraine and Taiwan will be the two the war front for them, and the USA have to support them at the same time. So this will be the huge things. Let's see the what's happened there in this condition. If you like this video, please hit this like, hit the ring bell icon and subscribe this channel. Thank you.